But we're going to move on. Sadly, guys, Alabama State at UAB doesn't have a spread.
Mm.
Oh, that's a bummer.
Yeah, it was. Now, on to the next one. Oh, good one. Nebraska at Cincinnati. That was a decent one. I'm actually thrilled with that one. We're at Kansas City, Missouri, Arrowhead Stadium. Guys, ever heard of that one? The Ravens have, and it gives me nightmares. Nebraska, 6.5 favorites. Over under is 53.5. Freddie, we'll talk to you first, my friend.
Man, so this game I think is one of the more underrated games when you look at like what the projection of each one of these teams this season is going to be moving forward. This is one that Nebraska has got to have, right? Like last year, they made a bowl game. It was great. You got to do better than just making a bowl game at this point, and I wouldn't even say it's necessarily competing, in conference play, but not being bottom of the barrel enough to where you barely make a bowl game, right? Like I'm thinking an 8-4 is what is needed from Nebraska this year, probably, and a step in the right direction. However, if you look at Cincinnati, underwhelming. I mean, absolutely underwhelming. These past few years after they hired Scott Satterfield, um, just underwhelming. I mean, they made the playoffs, right? Lost their quarterback, lost head coach, lost a lot of players from the team to the draft, and then since then, he just has not been able to um, do anything. To be honest with you, so very underwhelming there. Give me Nebraska to win this game. Like you said, man, spread at 6.5. I think Nebraska covers this spread. I honestly think Nebraska's offensive line is going to be way better than it was last year. You won't have to rely on Dylan Raiola's legs as much. I think it can be used more so as a weapon than trying to get out of pressure like it was last year. So give me Nebraska.
Yeah, I'm gonna start by saying an 8-4 Nebraska to me with this schedule is kind of like going par with 6-6. That's my personal opinion on that. They've drawn a pretty easy schedule this season. This is a must win. Now, luckily for Nebraska, I think Rayola is gonna break out his Patrick Mahomes shrine, give it a couple, I got you, Pat, I got you, Pat. He's gonna go out there in Arrowhead and he's going to lose by 4 points in classic Nebraska style. Give me 50 game.
Oh,
Mm. Mm. Yeah. So if you guys have watched the channel for a few years now, Nebraska's been one of my teams. Rutgers has been up there. And we already hit on the Rutgers game if you guys watched that one. And Freddie kind of mentioned, hey, we're about to figure out how Chase feels about Rutgers here. And it's a very solid red team for me. But I don't have a coat rack here. But I'm hanging my hat on this Nebraska team this season. Look at the schedule, like Quinn just mentioned. And also, look at Matt Rule and what he does as a college head coach. Temple. Third year, he goes from 2-10 to 6-6 to 10-4. At Baylor, he goes from 1-11 to 7-6 to 11-3. In Nebraska, he's 5-7, 7-6, and now a question mark. And honestly, if you want to give it to them, they could lose 2 games this year. But I only see one definite loss this season. Is at number 2 Penn State. I think they should lose that game. They have one other ranked opponent in the preseason. That's Michigan at home. You get Michigan State, Maryland, Minnesota, Northwestern, USC, UCLA, and Iowa. The USC, Northwestern, and Iowa games are all at home, and so is Michigan State, actually. Nebraska will go 11-1 this season. They're going to come out and spank Cincinnati Bearcats by 3 touchdowns in the opening game. Dylan Raiola.
One is criminal.
Dylan Raiola will be a Heisman contender this season. I fully believe it. I think this is going to be a really solid team. In all honesty, Nebraska is a very good ball team. They just had some bad breaks the first year under Rule, and then last year was a true freshman season from Dylan Raiola. You had an 18-year-old that was figuring out how to be a quarterback, and you saw that in some games. There were some games he just overthrew. He forced some passes. He made some young kid mistakes, and that's okay. He's learned from those, played in some very big games, and now he's back this season with a way easier schedule, like Quinn mentioned. Dude, he played at Indiana and at Ohio State last year. At Ohio State, they lost 21-17 in the horseshoe, man. Like that's a very big game. You played at USC last year. You played at Iowa last year. Both of those a 1-score loss. It was the simple things. It's
So
kind of like
value
Colorado.
and losses now.
Hey, look, Nebraska, they're better than Nebraska at barely losing games.
I mean,
I'm just like Colorado a couple years ago. We were talking about like they were making some young coaching mistakes. They were so close. Last year was Raiola. It was a young kid at quarterback making some young mistakes. I'm telling you, hey, you can write it down, pin it up, put it somewhere, frame my face next to it. 11-1, 10-2 at the worst. Dylan Raiola, Heisman contender. That's what I'm thinking.
Chase, I'm just telling you, Husker Hope is a very dangerous drug. It is a dangerous drug.
Well, guys, if you're watching this channel, make sure to X out the 3 and make it just 1 because apparently only one of us has a bold take today. So, guys, I'm hanging my hat on Dylan Raiola. I think it's going to be it this year. Cincinnati hasn't been anything since they made the playoffs. So I'm going to go all in on my red team this year. Go Cornhuskers. No,
just you got it.
Yep.
all right, we're gonna stick to it.